Uh, Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Neil, since only you have the both of the topics, would you like to take the lead?
I can do that. Should we wait 1, 2, 3 minutes more if more people will join?
Yeah, we can wait. So we have time and less topics today.
But I can already share my screen so everybody can see the agenda for today. Okay, maybe I will just start. So, hi everybody, welcome to the biweekly engineering meeting. We have only 2 topics on the agenda today. So, of course, afterwards, you are free to bring up any topic you like that we can discuss about. Then I will start with a short update from the DevOps section. So I guess most of you know that we have an ongoing Artifactory switch from the self-hosted Magma core Artifactory to an Artifactory that is hosted by the Linux Foundation. Actually, today was the last day for the license for the Magma core Artifactory. So we did last changes today. One important point is the endpoints will actually change. In code, of course, this is committed to master. It is backported to 1.7 and to 1.8. We tried to test everything, but of course, something will happen, something will come up. So if you find any issues with Artifactory endpoints, please announce this in Slack so we can have a look. As the endpoints will change, this will also be announced in Slack. It was already, but it will be done again. And the point is, the only problem we cannot handle is people who have ongoing production installations of 1.7 or 1.8. There, of course, the old Artifactory is linked. So if somebody does a sudo apt update on these machines, then it will fail and it needs to be changed by hand. If you upgrade a machine from 1.8 to from 1.7 to 1.8, then of course this will be happen automatically by the upgrade script, which is already changed. Shuman, you have a question.
Yes. So my concern is actually think of a scenario. Let's say we have deployed an orchestrator on cloud, let's say 1.7 or 1.8. That still exists when at the time of deployment we used old Artifactory. Let's say a new Kubernetes node comes up, which is actually downloading the images from the Artifactory. It will not get the Artifactory. So our deployments will fail, like future, the existing deployments will start to fail. But do we have any solution for that?
The only solution right now is to inform in Slack and to answer support questions if people have questions about it. But currently there's no automatic way, at least for cloud deployments. I'm not really fluent in the cloud deployments. For the Debian deployments of the Access Gateway, the upgrade script is changed. So the upgrade script is fetched from master, and on master already the correct endpoint is pushed to the branches.
That is specific to fresh deployments, yes. So old deployments will continue to work for access gateway.
Again, so if you have an existing installation of the access gateway where the old Artifactory is linked and you decide to upgrade it, what you do in this situation is you pull the upgrade script from master and execute it. And in this upgrade script, it's already included that the new Artifactory is used. But for the rare situation that someone has an existing installation with the old Artifactory and just does sudo apt update, an error will occur, of course. And then it needs to be changed by, yes?
Yeah. So when we release an upgrade script, so we can do that, let's say removing the old Artifactory and adding the new one. This we can do. But if let's say access gateway is running and we don't touch anything, existing things will continue to work on the access gateway side. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, if existing things are not touched, if you don't try and sudo apt update, so fetch the current state of the Artifactory, then there's no problem at all. It's just for one rare advanced use case.
Yeah, but we cannot say same for the orchestrator side because our official deployment actually create 3 nodes on AWS. When let's say one node goes down, EKS will just add another node to the cluster, and that node will try pulling all the images, which will fail the existing deployments that community has done.
Okay, this situation I don't know about. Then we should discuss this maybe afterwards to see if there's one use case that is missed in the Artifactory switch.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but I don't really see it because it's backported to 1.7 and 1.8. So if a new machine is created, orchestrator for 1.7 or 1.8, it should work in my opinion.
If they are pointing to the different Artifactory, our old URL, how will it work?
Yeah, it's backported.
Our Docker URL has changed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it will not be able to fetch Docker images when the new node is added to the EKS cluster.
I mean, again, it's backported to the 1.8 and 1.7 branch. So if something is installed based on these branches, then the new Artifactory is used where the orchestrator images for 1.8 are existing. Yeah,
that is for the fresh install. If I just take the code install, my Docker repository are automatically pointing to the right Artifactory, which is the new LF1 that we have established. But let's say I have deployed my orchestrator 1 month back and it's running right now, but let's say one node crash, another node comes up.
Okay, then can you please in the dev channel mention Sebastian, Thomas, and me and describe your use case, and then we can discuss there if this is an actually gap in the Artifactory switch. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just lost the connection. Yeah. So if I was saying that if one node is lost and another node was added to the EKS cluster, in that scenario, our deployments, the actual Kubernetes deployments, is Docker images is still set to the old Artifactory location. So that in that scenario, the pull will fail on the new node side.
Yeah, again, please describe this use case in Slack, mention Sebastian and me, and then we can have a look if there's a gap in the switch and that we need to take care of.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Then to have a rough overview, what is included here. If you are interested in details, there is one overview issue. Just to have a quick look what we have here. For the legend, we are distinguishing between high prio, middle prio, and low prio. Low priority means that it can be done after the switch over, so there are still a couple of points open. For example, we never had and currently still don't have a job that builds our patched OVS versions and uploads it to the Active Factory. For the Magma Core Active Factory, this was done manually. For the Linux Foundation Active Factory, we need a job to do this because now we only have access to the Active Factory by CI users. So this is still need to do, and a couple of others as well. So if you in the community are interested in this topic, let us know. There are still some topics free to grab if you want to participate in this. But most important, if you test the current master 1.8 and 1.7 installation and see any issue, let us know so we can have a look and see where something is missing. Are there more
Just got a question? Yeah.
Sure.
So we're moving to the Linux Foundation Artifactory. However, is there going to be enough funding to stay there for a while, or is it also going to change in a couple of months?
Oh, sorry, I was only participating in the technical part of the migration. So the background for funding, I can't really answer. I don't know if someone is here who was involved in that.
Yeah. So there is a partnership between JFrog and Linux Foundation. So it will continue to support. So we don't have any issues there. Previously, we were self-hosting. That's why we had to pay. Now it's on the cloud, so we don't have to worry about that subscription.
Okay, but Linux Foundation will keep on supporting the Magma artifacts.
Yeah. It will be supported. Yes.
Okay.
The Artifactory. Yes. Artifactory is there, and we also have partner with GitHub. So GitHub subscription and all of those things, the CIA that we have, that will also continue to work.
Okay.
More questions? Then again, Shubham, thank you for pointing to the possible gap. And again, please summarize it so we can see if there's something missing. And if you even already have a suggestion how to solve it, if there is a gap, feel free to add it as well.
Okay, sure.
Thank you. Then the second part, this is an upgrade for the ongoing Bazel migration. This was mainly developed by Lars, who is not here today because most of our company has today the Christmas party. So I will try to summarize what was changed here. So BazelDiff is a nice tool that is actually developed by Tinder. Tinder is also using Bazel as a build system. And BazelDiff, the idea is that Bazel tries to encapsulate very small parts of the code into targets. The targets depend on each other. And the point is that you only need to execute targets, for example, for testing or for building something, if actually something changed in the last couple of commits. And by this BazelDiff tool, it creates, based on 2 commit hashes, the actual diff in targets that is affected. I was really surprised that this is possible. The point why I was surprised is because I had contact to a lot of build systems, and Bazel is the only build system that I know of that is able to do actually something like this. Let's have a quick look how this looks like in practice. Of course, in CI, it's not really visible what is happening there, but what I have prepared here is encoding.py is one Python file in pipeline D, and I just did a very small change, added a comment here, foo, and what I then executed is BazelDiff. This is wrapped in a script, and this is the commit hash before this change, and this is the commit hash of this change. And what it will output is the list of Bazel targets that are affected by this small change. I mean, it looks like a lot now, but let me guess, it's 50 or 60 targets, and this is nothing compared to the roughly 8,000 targets that we currently have in Magma. So it's a very small change that. And interesting here is, or what we can see is, by changing something in pipeline D, of course, we see that the Magma Debian package will change. So because pipeline D was changed, so actually creating the Magma Debian package needs to be done again. But of course, we don't do this every time. We see that Magma Python scripts change. This means that pipeline D is used in the Python scripts as well. Here in the pipeline CLI, it is used actually, and so on. But more important is that we can very granularly identify every test that is affected. This means if we run this script in CI, we can very granularly only execute the tests that are affected by this change, which makes a huge change in CI because we don't need to execute every test. We don't need to build every test. This is now implemented on master in CI. It runs on the pull request, so they should be faster. They should create less traffic to our remote Bazel cache. On master, we are still executing everything, but we will see if we want to change this, if we want to optimize here even more. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Do you have any questions about that one? Then, thank you for listening. We are done with the agenda, but I think there was some addition. I will just reload. Oh, sorry very much. Yogesh, actually, I jumped then over you. So please continue with the 5G updates.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Nils. I actually just added while you are showing the demo. Hi, everyone. So I'll just share my screen. Yeah, I'll just keep it there. So I think as part of our ongoing activities, the target was to improve some unit testing. Why we have to do unit testing? I think what was happening was there was a single big file where we were like kind of adding all test cases previously in 1.8. Now we are trying to keep it in more structured way. There were some logging improvements we found, especially around HTTP. I'll come to that. And of course, the regular CI/CD and the stability of the ongoing features, which is going. Mainly, it is targeted for Docker-based environment. So these are some of the things which are ongoing. From the last update, what we have done is we are slowly trying to move towards this PCSCF. So that address. So that means we are slowly trying to see if we can move towards this VONR support. Yeah. So the first step was to get the IP address and try to set up a call using this PCSCF address. The other two issues are related to HTTP set message, and this is a little bit problem in 1.8 as well. I think somebody changed some timers in HTTP, and that timer was less than the acknowledgement timer. So what was happening is if your neighboring machine is slow because of some reason, we are actually not able to send subsequent HTTP packets, and there are some retries and the packet don't get exchanged. So it kinds of end up in weird state. I think one of the customer also reported it. Yeah, we were able to see only because of one of our simulators were running slow, and there we were able to see. In almost all other simulators, it was working fine. So we have asked customer to try the latest master and see how it goes. Then we have added some new unit testing for N11 interfaces between AMF and SMF. There were some areas which were not covered, especially this protobuf messages to ITTI message conversion. So that we have tried to capture as part of it. And there was one security mismatch which was happening during the video session release complete. The correct security type was not getting picked up, so that got fixed. Yeah, I think that's all from my side. Otherwise, in general, we are running the regressions of the Dockers and the Debian builds, and we are fixing it. And wherever one, as part of 1.9, whatever minor enhancements and integrating with new radios are possible, we are doing that. Any questions?
One question, 1.9, are there any more detailed plans for that?
There is no detailed plan. As part of, I think, one of our meetings, we came up with some agenda items for 1.9 that we are going to take up this like Docker testing, logging improvements. So we are just continuing it. So there is no feature as such we are going to put, but whatever 1.8 slipped out PRs or whatever we thought, maybe we have to do some restructuring. So we are doing it. Restructuring in the sense only the minor ones, but nothing as such concrete. So whatever was there in our roadmap we planned initially, we are just continuing that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Is there someone else who wants to bring up a topic for the engineering biweekly? Then I guess we don't have more topics and we have a quick meeting. Thank you very much and
Thank you.
have a nice day or evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.